Welcome to Sacred Sessions Ireland. My name is Vicky, and I'm excited to bring you on an energetic tour of the sacred land of Loughcrew. So, Loughcrew and the Loughcrew Cairns are located in Ireland in County Meath. So, near enough where I live. In the Loughcrew Centre, there's or land, there's a beautiful visitor centre with enchanted gardens, there's a coffee shop, and there's also tours that are offered of the two main cairns. So I think the cairn that we're going to explore today energetically is Cairn T. Because when I went there in person, unfortunately everything was closed when I rocked up, and so I just kind of had to go alone, and I was kind of glad I did. The walk from the car park to Carntee is a lovely walk, and you can see so much of the county of Meath from there, but it's such a steep walk. So if you do go, prepare to be very out of breath. But it's really, really beautiful. So when I visited, what I try to do is I try to visit these places and tune in energetically, because I've done a few of these meditations now, and for me it's quite new for me as an energy worker to work with the land and the energies that are around the land. So for me, I like to go there, get my own energetic read, and then I do my research and I look at the archaeology and the mythology and even some history that we have, so that I can kind of in a way see how my read corresponds to the information that's already available. And I'm so glad that I've done that, because I have a couple of really exciting things to share. Well, they're exciting for me. I don't know if people care, but I'll share them. So to give you a little bit of background of Loughcrew, basically the the cairns themselves, they are a group of Neolithic passage tombs, and they're spread over four undulating peaks. And the cairns are probably older than Newgrange. So they date back between 3500 BC and 3300 BC. And most of them contain megalithic art and astronomical symbolism, similar to that of Brú na Bone. So similar to Newgrange. The Carntee, so the Irish name for the collection of the cairns is Sliabh na Cailleach, which means Hill of the Witch or Hag's Hill. And then Carntee is one of the largest tombs in the complex and is part of the land of Loughcrew that we're going to be tuning into today. So the Carntee is around, I believe it's 35 meters in diameter, and it has a curb of 38 stones around it, including the decorated hag's chair, which is on the north side. So it's basically curved stones to look like a chair on the north side of the passage tomb. So inside the passage tomb, or inside the cairn, basically there's a cruciform chamber and a corbelled roof and a beautiful Neolithic art. So it's very unusual art, actually. So it looks like there's on the wall where the sun comes through the roof, and at sunrise, at the spring and autumn equinoxes, the beam of the spring equinox sunlight strikes the back wall, which is all decorated, and it looks like a daisy, and then it zigzags down and there's another daisy. So I mean, there's other art around it, but I thought they're quite unusual for some of the art. So it's really, really beautiful. I haven't actually been inside because I didn't have the tour, but the energy of Loughcrew is incredibly potent. And yeah, I'm excited for you to feel that as we go there energetically and actually collaborate with we will be working with a vortex, but there's also other energies that we're going to just say hello to as well. So for example, this is where it gets interesting. So the hag's chair, some say that if you sit on the hag's chair and make a wish, the witch will grant it, or the hag or the witch, So Cailleach is the Irish word meaning divine hag or ancestor or witch. So according to myths, and this is something, actually I have my notes here, this is something from the Boyne Valley website, which I'm taking here, it's because it's well written. So the name of the ancient hag, so at Carntee, was Garavog, and she was known locally as An Cailleach Vera. So this witch or hag may have had her origins in the Celtic goddess Bui, whom we encounter at Noth, which is beside Newgrange. So she was a moon goddess, and she was a moon goddess, or also known as Earth Mother. And she was a supernatural figure responsible for the landscape. So she placed large boulders in rivers, creating rock formations on all the hillsides. And then local legends say that the story of Ancailach Virla, she jumped from one hill to the next, dropping stones from her apron. And then the fallen stones made the cairns that we see today. All right. So the reason I find this so exciting is, as I said, I like to visit a place, tune in, and then go and do some research and see what I pick up on, just as I strengthen my own confidence in myself. So the reason why I'm very excited is when I first, I was even making my breakfast on the way, getting ready to go to Loughcrew, and I could feel my heart was opening. I could feel all I can describe it as is just unconditional love and heart healing. So I was really excited. So I knew it was going to be powerful. When I got to the land and I was walking up that really, really steep mountain, it's short but steep. But as I was walking up that, I could feel grandmother energy. That's what I would describe it as, grandmother energy. I was asking this energy, what would be the name I could use for it, and I could also hear ancestral energy. So it kind of corresponds to that Cailleach, divine hag or ancestor. What I perceive is this energy was above the land in the sky, so overlooking, nourishing, and supporting Loughcrew from above, particularly Carnty. So, that's quite unusual. Another time that I found this kind of, you could also call it like goddess energy, was when I was in Ishnach, and above the land of a certain part of Ishnach, I could also feel that energy spreading over the land, but in the skies. So this grandmother ancestral energy of the sky is incredibly nurturing and nourishing and soothing, as it helps to open your heart, and so you can begin to allow unconditional love to take place. And another example of when this happened with my own read was when I was in Ishnach. And again, I had a 3-hour tour with someone that was incredibly knowledgeable. Her name was Ruth, and highly recommend her. She was such a wealth of knowledge. But she, there was so much information. I couldn't really take it in at the time. And I was also trying to read the energy myself. When I went home after that, I created the meditation with an earth spirit beneath the limestone rock known as the Catstone. And it was weeks later when I was doing more research, and there's so many different texts and they can be quite fragmented, so it's not easy to find information on these sacred places. So I actually discovered that beneath the rock at Ishnach is known as Goddess Eru's resting place. So that's where the mythology says that that's where Goddess Eru was buried. So that was kind of validating for me that I had actually, located or found that earth spirit that really wanted to connect. And the purposes aligned, just as this grandmother energy aligns with the myth of the goddess, the moon goddess, or also known as like Mother Earth, that earth energy, that loving energy. So yeah. Unconditional love is absolutely a theme of Loughcrew. Unconditional love. So we have the grandmother energy that's over the mound, nurturing and loving all beings, and that walk through the fields towards the mound. There's also strong ancestral energy, like that feeling like I've been here before. That kind of feeling comes up. And it could be because maybe I was there before, or it could be something that people that are listening to this recording, they may feel like they've been there before. And whether that's because we have been, or it's ancestral energy, or maybe it's because the land loves us and it's that unconditional love. That's what we are actually feeling into. That's what we're feeling like, I've been here before, because we know this feeling. It's almost like source energy, so that's really important. So allow yourself to be be embraced and nourished by the unconditional love of Loughcrew, the grandmother energy. For those that don't have grandmothers, or maybe their grandmothers aren't with them anymore, just allow yourself to feel that unconditional love that grandmothers give. And if someone has never had a grandmother that either cared like this or they have no experience, allow this to be your experience. This is something that's there for you all of the time. So, when I think about my grandmother, like she's still alive, she's 80, and her purpose in life, she constantly reminds us her purpose in life is her kids and her grandkids, is to care, is to be a mother, is to be a grandmother and nurture. She is her happiest and most fulfilled when she's looking after people, when she's nurturing. And, I look and now, what could be more fulfilling? I don't know if that's the role that I would necessarily be the best at, but for her, the ripple out impact that has had for every life that she's touched because of her unconditional love, is incredible. It's really impactful. So important to allow yourself to receive that love. I know for me, I find it hard sometimes to completely let go and allow, people to support me and to love me unconditionally, because sometimes, I'm sure a lot of people feel like this. Sometimes we feel like we don't deserve it, or we have to be under certain conditions. There needs to be conditions so that we know when and why we can accept or receive love. But the grandmother energy, that's unconditional. So it bypasses all of those conditions that we place around ourselves. And it's a practice to allow yourself to receive and even bask in it. Because if we allow ourselves to be nourished by this kind of love, it is transformative. And I don't think I realized that until this meditation that was given to me by Loughcrew itself. Also, the earth is, emitting this frequency for us because the earth loves us so much, and the earth made our bodies and holds us today. So one of the ways that you can allow yourself to receive is to practice gratitude, practice honoring and showing up for the earth, just to acknowledge everything that it does for us. And we can do this through gifts, whether that's energetic gifts or physical, and we can do this through sending love back. And we will practice that today. So when you're in Loughcrew, there is, on your way up to Carntee, there is a little gate, and you go through that gate and there are guardians there. So any of the sacred sites that I've been to so far, the guardians are quite, stoic, on guard, trying to figure you out. The guards here are very, very friendly. And I think it's because Loughcrew was run so well and it's so well protected by humans. So when I kind of went, it was almost like I had given a ticket and I was having a paid tour. The guards were like, go this way, turn to the left, rubbish goes here. It was very, very organized and very sweet. So we will make sure to offer them our gratitude and some gifts as well today. As you walk through, there's what I would describe as a stone circle. It's actually not a stone circle, but it looks like a stone circle. And this is to your left beside Carntee. There is kind of pagan energy there. So female energy that are moving around, say, the stone circle. We'll call it that for now. These are females that call themselves sisters. And when I went there, I made an offering of rose quartz, and I was told by one of the sisters to walk around the circle 3 times to unlock my heart's desire. So because I was just kind of taking it in as I was going, I hadn't contemplated what my wish would be, but I walked around 3 times. And when I came to the beginning, after the 3rd time, I felt something that really was in my heart, I would say, something that I really I deeply want. Maybe I hadn't communicated too much to myself or others. I felt something literally kind of unlocking. And I felt that this was something that was granted, a new possibility was going to come into being. And if I'm honest, since then, things have started to come together. And I do wonder if this corresponds to the myth when you sit in the hag's chair and you ask, you make a wish that the witch grants it. So I wonder if it's a similar kind of ritual, because it's different to other sacred sites where I haven't been asked to do that before. So for people that do go there physically to Loughcrew, maybe that's something you can do. You can bring a gift and walk around that small cairn 3 times to make your wish or to unlock your heart's desire. What we're going to be collaborating with today is energy that I have tuned into, which is a vortex, which is beneath the earth. So just to remind people, an energy vortex is a collection of energy or a pool of energy that has a full spectrum. So it's full spectrum, which means it has emotions, it has hopes and dreams. In my opinion, it has a specific purpose or purposes, and it has divine intelligence that's rooted in the ground. So it knows us deeply on a soul level, on an essence level, and it can relate to us that way. But it also respects us and loves us and understands us on a human level, which means that any healings that we receive are aligned with our soul, but make sure that our human self can also handle these upgrades, healings, and that they're aligned with our soul's blueprint and our plan for this life. So trust that when you find this meditation, it's at the perfect time. So you're ready. And I also want to say that I'm sharing my insights and my perceptions, and it's my truth, but you have full permission to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is not really about me or my reads. I'm sharing this as a way, again, to build connection and to help the energy of the land meet us wherever we are in the world. So, but what's important here is your relationship with the earth, your relationship with the land, and also to build strengthen your own intuition. And that's why at the end of this, it's great to have a conversation so that we can share what we saw or felt. It's always going to be unique to us. It's never going to be the same. So just remember that. Visualizations also, it's practice. Some people are extremely visual and it's easy to visualize. For other people, it might not be as easy. This is not necessarily about what you see, more so as what you feel, because what we're feeling here is a relationship that's going to be built over time. So again, don't worry if you feel like I go too fast or you didn't visualize something. We're doing this together as a group. So just trust that the healing's happening on the level that you need it. And it's never meant to be stressful. So the vortex. So there is talk that the mound here was not necessarily used for burials, but it does catch the sun. So most likely it was used for ceremonies, which I think is really interesting. But we don't have time to talk about that today. The symbol that I always like to give vortex as a symbol, because it's so much easier when you're collaborating with energy when it has a symbol. It's just easier if we can visualize or use symbolism in order to elicit a feeling or to create a tangible shift in our field and in our life. So for me, the image that I was given was like a pink rose. And I suppose that kind of makes sense because it's about unconditional love. And what happens with this energy is it actually is the color that I perceive as like a pink energy, and it's awakening and unlocking parts of our fourth energy center, parts of our heart. So when we unlock, if you imagine if we're unlocking a part of our heart, we're awakening unconditional love or awaken a part of ourself that before didn't exist. So we're actually unlocking a new reality that we haven't experienced before, one that's aligned with love. So with this upgrade, with this healing, we're going to have more capacity and awareness to access a new reality of love as well. So it's not about we're going to receive more unconditional love, even though that is happening. It's not just about we're going to be able to send out more unconditional love, even though that is happening. This is a healing so that we become more of the frequency of unconditional love, which is our natural state. So as our heart is healed, or this fourth energy center is healed on the level of the body and on the level of the soul, we're actually creating more space to awaken unconditional love and embody more of that, because it's our true nature. And as we integrate more of our true nature, this loving frequency, we're naturally going to love ourselves more. We're naturally going to be able to love others more. And it has a ripple out effect. Okay. So we're healing just by being ourselves, if that makes sense. So that's my explanation. Let's leave it for there. And I never want to give too much, because again, I want people to be able to have the freedom, the creative freedom to create their own visuals and their own relationship. So you're not constantly measuring what you see against what I see. Okay. So with that being said, we'll find a comfortable place for our meditation. And as always, if you want to lie down, you are welcome to lie down, but know that you will 100% fall asleep. And if you fall asleep, that's okay. We have to trust that this is happening on a subconscious level, and maybe rest is needed. If you want to stay more alert, I like to do these meditations sitting up, but with something on my back. So I have support and I'm comfortable. It's about being comfortable, but also like alert. So I invite you to close your eyes. And we're going to come together as a group and take an energetic tour of Loughcrew. Meet all the mystical energies, the mystical beings that live there, that play there, and protect the sacred land. We're going to collaborate with an incredibly loving and generous vortex that's beneath the land at Loughcrew. And we're going to go there as a group. So let's imagine that a really beautiful, energetic bubble surrounds our entire group. And we're coming together as community, but we're also setting the intention to remain individuated for this meditation. We're going to ground our group container. So let's welcome up an earth cord, a really beautiful earth cord deep in the earth. Maybe it looks like a tree trunk. Maybe it looks like gold and shimmering. Just trust whatever visual of an earth cord shows up for you, and allow it to attach to the bottom of our group container. And now we're also going to welcome in universal energy. I like to imagine universal energy like divine love and light, full of sparkles. Maybe it's golden energy, maybe for you it's white energy. And just allow that universal energy to pour into our group container from above. We're also going to welcome in our own spirit guides, our team in spirit, and our vaster wisdom. And we're going to ask them to collaborate for our highest and greatest good and the highest good of all. And we're going to set some intentions for today's meditation. So let's set the intention that we're all welcome here. This is a safe space to explore and learn about ourselves. This is a place where my truth is shared, but your truth gets to be centered. This is a space where we can do really big healing work, but there's also a sweet spot. Resistance is allowed to come up, and it will also be gently released. We also specifically ask for a heart healing, to be nourished and transformed by unconditional love, and to unlock our heart's desire. And lastly, we set the intention to connect authentically with the energy of Loughcrew, to develop a sacred bond with the earth, with the land. And as we work to offer our support and healing to the land heals us in return. And then if you have your own personal intention that you would like to set, just take a moment to set your own personal intention now. And we're going to welcome in earth energy. So let's imagine that the earth really wants to contribute and celebrate our intentions. Let's imagine all this earth energy, insights, the earth's wisdom contributing to our intentions in the container. And the universe energy. So let's welcome in universal energy into our group bubble. And the universe is going to support and complement all of our intentions. Good. So now let's bring our attention to our own personal aura. So our own magnetic field, the bubble that surrounds us. This is our own energetic bubble. And just get a feel for how your aura feels right now. Notice if it feels kind of constricted in places. Notice if it wants to strengthen or to expand slightly. And we're going to ground ourselves. So let's imagine again that really beautiful earth cord, our very own personal connection to the earth, moves up from deep in the soil all the way up to attach to the bottom of our feet. And let's allow that earth cord to get as wide as our aura. We can allow it to get 3 foot wide. Just give your aura full permission just to completely exhale and just to be held by the earth. Let's set the intention. Any energy that's inauthentic to me, that's in my energy field, in my aura, gets to be released now into the earth. And just trust your intuition to find that energy and allow it to be released into the earth where it's going to be composted and recycled. Let's also welcome in universal energy above our head. We can imagine that divine love and light pouring in, all those sparkles through the 7 layers of our aura. And just slowly moving down through our energy centers, and just like the sun, just burning away any energy that doesn't belong to us, anything that's inauthentic. Allow it to move down to the lower centers, below your feet. And now we're going to recall our authentic energy. So let's imagine above your head, there's a really beautiful golden sun. And we're going to call in our team in spirit and our guides. And our guides are going to recall our authentic energies through all dimensions of space and time into that beautiful golden sun. So let's imagine the golden sun begins to attract all of your energy back into the golden sun. It's also going to recall any fragments of your identity, any fragments of your soul back into this golden sun. We can even call in our guides again to bless this energy, bless your authentic energies, update your energies to who you are now. And we can imagine that on this sun, there's like a lever. And as we pull this lever, all of our authentic energies from this sun pour over us into our aura, into each of our energy centers. And we're reintegrating all of our own authentic energy. So now that we're resourced and we're connected, we're going to enter Loughcrew as a group. And remember that as a group, this is everyone that's here live on the meditation and everyone that's watching this as a recording in the future are all in this group container. So We can imagine that we've made it up the really steep hill. We're out of breath. We'll begin to walk into the gate, into the Loughcrew County. And we're going to say hello to the guardians. And again, just trust your intuition and trust whatever visuals show up for you. Again, I see guardians as quite kind and stoic. And we're going to say hello and what our name is, where we're from, why we're here. And we're going to offer a lot of love and gratitude for the work that these protector spirits are doing here. So again, let's offer a whole sky full of flowers that represent our true love and our gratitude. So we can imagine any flowers that come to mind, maybe really colorful flowers. Maybe we'll go for the pinks, pink roses, daisies. We can imagine really beautiful, loving energies washing over these guardians, letting them know how much we appreciate them and the work that they do. And we're going to ask permission to enter and to collaborate with the vortex that's here. And before we do, let's ask these guards, using your own intuition, ask the guardians, is there anything that they need, or is there anything we can support them with? And again, sometimes they may ask to clean up trash, or they may ask for an energetic gift. Sometimes I like to offer new robes, maybe coming into springtime. There might be lighter robes we could offer. We can even imagine that we're offering quartz crystals or sacred tobacco. And now as we continue to walk, we can see the sisters around the other cairn that looks like a stone circle. We're going to say hello to the sisters. I like to offer flowers here, rose quartz. And again, thank them for their work and their energy. Thank them for playing here and their rituals. Thank them for granting wishes. Let them know that you'll be back to walk around the stone circle. And now we're going to enter the mound, the passage tomb. So let's imagine we move through the entrance stone, through into the passage tomb. And as we're inside the chamber, we see the floor beneath us opening up. And we notice that there's a spiral staircase going all the way down beneath the earth into where the vortex is. And we can already feel the incredible loving energy. We can anticipate it. So let's descend the staircase, moving really slowly down through the spiral staircase down beneath the earth. Noticing we have lots of space, there's lots of room down here, it's very comfortable. And as we're descending further down the stairs, we can already see the color, the light that's emitting from the symbol of the vortex. And kind of just feeling into that feminine, nurturing energy of unconditional love. Just allow that energy to form a symbol in your mind that represents this vortex, this living, beautiful energy. This symbol can be anything. It can be a rose, a flower, a shape, a star. Just allow your intuition to choose any symbol that feels right for you. And then as we descend maybe the last stair, we can turn and we see the vortex. And we're just going to take in and just notice how beautiful, how immense and vast this energy is. We're going to say hello to it and honor her beauty. You might already start to feel your heart expanding. It's like the body already knows what's going to happen. It's already receiving healing, just being in the realm of this energy. So we're going to honor this energy. So first, let's wash over this symbol with our love. We can imagine our heart opening and pouring over loving energies, offering our love, offering our gratitude. And we can offer a whole ocean of gratitude. And we're going to ask this vortex, is there anything that she would like support with? Is there anything that we can help her in what she's up to? And then vortexes may ask as well for energetic support, like love or respect, or they may ask us to make a commitment. Or, if it is something physical, we can make that commitment when we're there physically, but offer something here energetically as well. Just allow your intuition to give an answer and always say yes. So now we're going to introduce ourselves more fully to this vortex. Tell her your name, where you're from, maybe where you live, what year it is, and what your hopes and dreams are. And show her your heart. Allow the vortex to see your heart now, and ask her if she would like to support your hopes and dreams, if she has any blessings, healings, upgrades to help heal your heart, so that you can unlock your heart's desire or even just become a better person. And now let's imagine that her pink energy, so this really beautiful pink light, maybe it has sparkles, and just see this moving and flowing from the symbol of the vortex, and allow it to flow into your heart center, into your chest, your fourth energy center. And just allow this pink light to move in through your chest, into your back, moving around. We can even see it as a swirl, that kind of clockwise motion moving through your arms and your hands. Just allowing it to heal your heart on all levels. Remembering that this vortex, this energy knows you deeply on a soul level and on a human level. And we're going to imagine now that this pink light, her energy, is moving through your physical body, moving through our organs, our lungs, the heart itself, allowing it to heal and love our bones, our blood. We can imagine that this unconditional love is being infused on a cellular level. And as this energy works to heal our heart energy center, our fourth energy center, it's moving again in that vortex, kind of clockwise motion, awakening and unlocking parts of our fourth center that are ready to be unlocked. And when we unlock part of our heart, we unlock part of a new reality, one that we haven't experienced before, one that's been waiting for us, that's aligned with love. So allow the vortex's pink light to dissolve any remnants of any times when you withheld love from yourself or others. Times where you didn't feel worthy of love. Times where it felt too uncomfortable to receive love or even give love. Maybe it felt too fearful and we held back. Now is a really good time to heal any of those times so that we can make more space for this unconditional love, that now we're ready. We're ready to allow more in. We're ready now to become more of this frequency. And any pictures, any moments in time that might be popping into your head of those times where you withheld love from yourself or others, just allow any of those pictures, maybe memories of the past, just allow them to come and sit in front of you. You might be thinking of moments where you didn't allow yourself to receive a compliment, maybe support that was needed, times where maybe you ended a relationship or were too afraid to get into a relationship, times with parents, maybe times where where love was withheld because we were bold or bad. Just allow any of those times to sit in front of you. And there might be just one or two, or there could be a whole mountain of pictures showing up. And we're going to offer these moments in time a healing. So we're going to use the elements. So let's imagine that beautiful earth energy is going to wash over these pictures, these moments in time, washing away any density, anything that's stuck or blocked. Let's welcome in the element of water and allow the water to wash over these pictures. Nourishing and soothing water, offering a healing. And then we're also going to welcome in the element of fire and allow the fire to wash over these moments in time. And the fire is going to transmute any energetic cords of enmeshment, any karmic energies, And the fire in the background is going to be transmuting any contracts or vows or agreements that are ready to be completed as well. Let's just trust that that's happening. And now we're also going to welcome in the element of wind to offer final clearing. And let's imagine golden cosmic light infusing each of these pictures, allowing them to be completed and burst into light. And we can allow that image to dissolve and integrate. And remembering that this vortex works on a soul level. So your heart is receiving healing in this lifetime and in previous lifetimes. This is about becoming more of the frequency of unconditional love, so that we can free up space to awaken that unconditional love that's already within us. And now just let's give your heart center, your fourth energy center, full permission to get as big as it wants to get. Allow your heart to get as wide, as expansive as it truly is. Just allow your heart center to take up space, remembering that it is worthy to take up space. Maybe your heart center wants to reach further than it ever has before, so we're going to give it permission to do that now. We're going to allow our intuition now to find any energy that's in our heart center, that's in our fourth energy center, that's ready to be released. Any energy that's no longer serving you, and just allow that energy to be released into the earth. We can imagine that there's a magnet in front of us and a magnet behind us, and just start releasing energy into those magnets. And now we're going to offer healing for our heart using the elements. So again, let's wash over our heart energy center with earth energy. And just again, trust in however earth energy wants to show up for you. Just allow that image of earth energy to wash over your chest, wash over your fourth energy center, your heart chakra. We're going to invite in the element of water, nourishing and soothing water, just to wash over our heart chakra. Let's welcome in fire, the element of fire. The fire is going to transmute any cords of enmeshment, any karmic energies, any contracts, vows, or agreements will be transmuted, completed in the background. Let's welcome in the element of wind to offer final clearing to our heart chakra. And now let's imagine a whole rainbow of frequencies pours into our heart. We can imagine that these are frequencies that allow our heart's needs to be 100% met. And we can give our heart full permission to ask for whatever it needs and whatever it wants from the earth and from the universe. Let's imagine now that the pink light from the vortex moves from the heart center down the body first. It's going to say hello to our lower centers, moving into the solar plexus, into our stomach area, moving in a clockwise direction, healing and nourishing our solar plexus with unconditional love. We're going to allow this pink light now to move into our second energy center, our sacral chakra, below the navel, upgrading and evolving our second energy center based on unconditional love. So often we're very concentrated on what's wrong with us and what we can heal and soothe and fix. And very rarely do we bring our own unconditional love to ourselves for healing. But this is what's the most transformative. So allow unconditional love to just sink in to all parts of your energy, all parts of your field, your physical body, your energy body. Allow this pink light now to move into our root chakra, the base of our spine. Again, just swirling down our legs into our knees, then moving down into our feet, evolving our energy, continuing down beneath the earth through to the lower chakras. And now we're going to move back into the heart. So bring our awareness back into our heart center and imagine that this pink light of the vortex, this unconditional love, begins to swirl, moving upwards from our heart up the body into the upper chakras. First into the throat area, offering a healing and a clearing. We're going to allow this pink light to move into our mind's eye, between the brows, upgrading our mind's eye, healing our vision, allowing our vision to be imbued with love, with the new reality that's been unlocked here. And then let's imagine this pink light travels into our crown chakra at the top of our head. This is our seventh energy center, our divine center. Allowing this energy to swirl, healing and evolving our connection so we can embody more of who we truly are. Allow this energy to continue in the upper chakras and allow this pink light just to pour over and wash over our aura. Allow it to move through the 7 layers, healing and upgrading our system. And we can use our intuition again. And as this pink light moves through our aura, any energy that's ready to be released can just be washed away into the earth to be composted, to be recycled and healed. And now we can imagine that the vortex chooses a golden light. This golden light, again, it's full of sparkles and shimmering. And this light is going to pour over our aura, offering a coat of protection and love. And this is going to give us ample time to integrate this unconditional love. Just allow us to bathe and bask in this unconditional love without disruption. So we're going to give our heart chakra, our 4th energy center, full permission to heal and evolve. And we're going to allow it to return to a size that feels really comfortable so that we're protected out in the world. We're going to refresh our grounding cord. So let's imagine a brand new grounding cord moves up from the earth to attach to the bottom of your feet. And the earth's going to find really auspicious and supportive energies, maybe structures, and just allow them to pour into your aura and structure your aura based on all this new work, all this big healing work that you've just done. We're going to imagine that at the edge of our aura, we're going to hit a reset button to reset our self-concept and identity, how we see ourselves, how we view ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, and allow it to be more loving. We're going to hit the reset button on our relationships and allow it to evolve how we move through relationships. And we're going to hit the reset button on our belief structures and our reality. Let's imagine that this beautiful healing, this energy gets to be sent back in time. We can imagine that we're sending it back in time to younger versions of ourselves. So younger moments in time get to feel this unconditional love. And allow that to evolve our past. We're going to allow this loving energy to evolve our present reality. And now let's send this healing energy forward in time. So it gets to connect us to our highest timeline, one that's more rooted in love and our heart's desire. We're also going to send this energy back in time through our lineage so that our ancestors have access to this healing and what it feels like to be loved unconditionally, that they get to have their heart healed and be free. And one last time, let's recall our authentic energy. We can again imagine that beautiful golden sun above our head. And we're going to recall our authentic energies, any fragments of our soul, of our identity, into that golden sun. And our guides are going to bless our energies, heal them, update them to who we are now. And again, pull that lever and imagine that the sun opens to pour over and into us all of our own authentic energy. And just allow all that energy to integrate in a really gentle and supportive way. And now just take a beat. Notice how you feel. Notice how you feel when you began this meditation and how you feel now. And we're going to turn our attention to the vortex, that symbol that represents the vortex. And we're going to say thank you. Maybe tell her how amazing it was, how it felt, how grateful you are that your heart received a healing. Again, you can open your heart and just wash over her symbol with your love and your gratitude. Maybe we can offer some flowers. So as we thank the vortex, we're going to say goodbye for now, and we're going to begin to move up the spiral staircase, ascending till we reach the surface of the earth into the tomb. So just take your time moving up the staircase, getting closer and closer to the surface. And then as we reach the tomb, we can imagine that the earth beneath us begins to close to protect the vortex. We're going to walk back out the door of the guarantee. Again, as we're leaving, we're going to thank the guardians, thank the mystical beings that are here. And as a gesture of gratitude, we're going to offer a whole mountain of incense. So maybe, again, I like to use frankincense and myrrh, really kind of sacred incense. And just imagine that we're offering a whole mountain of incense to Loughcrew. And as we leave, we're going to clear any of our energy, any of our energetic debris. So let's imagine that wind, the element of wind, moves from the west, moving below the earth, above the earth, picking up any of our energy, any energetic debris, anything that's inauthentic to Loughcrew and Carnty. And we're going to allow it to move from the west out into the east. And the universe is going to recycle this energy. So now we're back in our group container. We're going to send back each other's energy. We can do this by setting the intention. I send back all energy that does not belong to me, and I send it back with love to all people, places, and things. We can recall our authentic energy. Our guides will bless our energy and update it and beam our energies in. We're going to give thanks to the earth and the universe for their contributions, their wisdom and insights. We're going to thank our guides. And whenever you're ready, you can take your time and open your eyes. And again, thank yourself. Thank the land for showing up today. It takes courage to be vulnerable and to be curious. So thank you for spending your time with Loughcrew today.